And say how long you've been single. I've been single since 1962, so I'm very experienced.
Oh, Lord.
I've been single. My name is Kim.
I've been single. I like
and
parts.
I've been single since 1962.
But I'm still looking.
But I'm holding on.
Yet holding on.
Fighting a good fight.
Fighting it.
See, y'all so silly.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do that. That's funny. I like it.
So, welcome to another Outlet Conversation, y'all. It is Ashley here, and I am with two lovely ladies. I want to introduce y'all. But before I do, we've been having some really crazy conversations since we came on this camera. And I'm going to have them introduce themselves and give us context. So, give us your name. And then you can tell us how long you've been single. You can tell us if you're still dating. You can tell us if you don't want to date. If you're just ex-naying everybody. I don't know. Wherever you are. So we'll start with you, Kim. So
Okay. Well, I'm Kim Turner, and I've been single legally.
not legally.
I was divorced in 2003.
Okay, I get it.
You see
okay,
what-
so now I get you. I'm here. Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the legalities of it, I've been single since 2003 when I got divorced. But yeah, so I'm pretty experienced in this whole singleness lifestyle.
Okay. Veronica Crafton. I have been single since June of this year.
Hey
Never
now.
been married. Yes. And yeah, that's where I am.
Sounds like we're single, ready to mingle. Well, I'm not single, but you know.
I'm about to
Let me
say,
clarify that.
Flag on the play.
I think there's someone out there in the world that might dispute
As my
that.
husband's watching this, going, "What is she talking about?" Woo! Anyway, so yeah, we gotta. I don't want to just jump into it because I feel like we have a lot to cover. I don't know where this conversation is going to lead. I'm going to just preface that, y'all. I don't know where we're going to go today, but I think that's the fun of this.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
I want to start. My first question is, we're going to take this church, and then we may just move out of that segment. But we'll start with church, so
Amen.
they can at least say we're Christian.
Wow.
So my first question is, in y'all's opinion, do y'all believe that like the church has taught singleness as like a negative thing, or that being single is negative, or that or maybe that the goal of every woman should be marriage? Like, have y'all heard that? Have y'all ever felt that in church? Or is that like, no, not really? I mean, where are y'all at on that?
Well, I haven't necessarily felt that the church has shunned singleness. However, I do feel like it's very unbalanced. Like, it's very much so, okay, you're a woman. This is what you need to do to be married. This is what makes you a good wife. This is what, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to be. This is how you need to prepare yourself. La da da da, long list. And that's cool. However, from the pulpit, I haven't heard it as much as with the direction towards men and how they should be husbands.
That's good.
And I see that a lot in just like in having conversations with some men, how their view of family and marriage seems to be different than women's views sometimes. And I wonder if that
Really?
has something to do with it. Yeah.
The family and marriage picture is different.
I think so for some. Well, I think there's a big difference between a man wanting to have a family and understanding a man wanting to be a husband. Like, some men might say they want a family, but is it that you really want to be a husband and a father, or do you just want children, and you know that how you get to the children is through marriage, because the quality of woman that you want is going to require marriage to get a family, you just want kids? Or do you really want to be that husband to your wife to set that unit up and then have the whole family unit? So I've seen that sometimes too. And I wonder if that has any connection with not building men up as husbands as much as the church builds women up as wives.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have a to-do list. I feel like the
Yeah.
women. It's like you do this, do that, do that. I think there's like a wives wannabe club. I don't know. Not that they have it like that, but it's so much. It's kind of like they're promoting it.
It's a lot
It's like
more
the,
of to
you
be
wanna be a wife,
wives
get in
than
this
to
club.
be husbands.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
show you how to be a wife. Like I
Right.
don't even know,
Yeah.
but I get what you mean.
I agree with a lot what she's saying. As far as the church goes, it is a lot of unbalance on how the single women and the single men are treated. But I'm a little bit older, so I have been to a lot of churches, and I have seen where some churches do kind of like charge the women with more of the woes of being single, or calling them Jezebels, or you got to.
Lord.
But I'm just saying, like, or if something goes wrong, say a man and a woman do something that's not like of God, right? Most time the woman is going to get punished harder, is what I'm saying.
It's a double standard.
It's a double standard. I was like, but it was two people in this situation. It wasn't just one that woman, two people. But it wasn't, sometimes the men doesn't get that charge a lot of times. And then how we dress. Got to cover the women, not just church, not just Christian church, like religion overall. The woman got to have the dresses to her ankles, and put, some churches want chapel scarves, and some religions want you to cover with the veils. It's always the woman who has to guard themselves, because the man can't control themselves in essence. But it's the women who have to be the one who has to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
And so I've seen absolutely. Sometimes church do have some negative connotations, even if they're not saying it over the pulpit.
Right.
But the standards for a woman and for a man is very much different.
I agree. Well, as being a woman, I can't speak on behalf of a man because he's not here to tell us any different. But I do believe that there are way more to-dos for the women, right? Like we have to do this, do that, and the other. But in that, I don't necessarily think that it's bad. I just think that it's not equal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So teach us, right? Like I don't mind.
Right, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teach us how to be better women. Who doesn't want to be a better woman? Everybody wants to be better. But I think, as you all said, it's teaching the men too.
Yeah.
How to be better. And so when we don't have that, when you have like this woman with all this wealth of knowledge, and you don't have the man coming in with nearly as much, there's gonna be a clash when we meet. So we're on a date, right? And we like this guy. Well, we think we do. He doesn't have nearly half the knowledge that we have had in church, whatever. So y'all get into a relationship, but so easily I can see I think, and I don't know, a lot of people who date now, it's becoming more of situationships happening, where it's like, I want this. And here in Atlanta, I don't know about where you live. I'm talking to people online.
It's a different ball game.
Ain't it though? So can y'all tell me about the dating scene here in Atlanta and what y'all have experienced? Because I feel like it's different.
It is different. I've been single for a very, very, very,
Stop
very,
it. I can't do it.
very long time. No.
Very, 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 very. Oh no.
I can't stress very
Oh,
enough. But just last year, I think it was last year. But anyway, I did the online, because that's the modern way of dating. So everybody's like, get online. And I'm like, I don't want to get online. I want to be old school and just meet somebody at the
Meet
grocery
somebody
store.
regular.
Somebody regular in a regular way. Somebody introduced me, but that don't happen, okay? So I got online, went on one of them. And me and this guy, we really I thought we hit it off. Like, it was like we had kindred spirits, the way we talked. It was always fun. It was always lighthearted. Everything was cool. We would go out and hang out, yada, yada. Until he brought up the polyamorous.
Oh no.
All right.
So here in Atlanta, it's not, I don't have nothing against other people's lifestyles and how they want to, so let's preference that. It's like, it ain't got nothing to do with me and my, my situation. But, you're not just competing with the opposites. You're not, I'm not just competing with other women.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm competing with everybody.
Here?
So, yeah, here.
Wow.
When I've lived in 7 states in my lifetime, and I've traveled a great deal, and I've only had issues dating here in Atlanta.
Wow.
I went to New York
That's saying something.
last month, and this guy hit on me on the plane to New York. He was from Boston. I can go to the grocery store. I can go out to the club. I can put on a fake weave. I can wear my boobies almost out. Nobody says anything to me.
She's like, I'm half naked out here. Ain't nobody saying nothing to me.
Like,
Nothing?
I got the neon signs. Like, look at me, nothing.
That's not funny, but it is. Okay.
It's the unfortunate truth. Like, I can go out and, and just, I'm not a provocative person, just, that's not my nature. But my point is, I can do, like, all the things here and don't get hit on. And I can do simple things in anywhere else and get hit on. I'm on a plane with a mask on, with a hoodie on, with Crocs on, and I got
Crocs, girl, is some Crocs.
Yeah, those are the unsexiest shoes you can wear.
It's the unsexiest shoes, but it's easy to go through security.
Oh, absolutely, and comfortable,
and
very
it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I got hit on by the guy, and that's sitting next to me, and we exchanged numbers right away. Here in Atlanta, ain't none of that happening. Nothing. I mean, it's just me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have rested nothing.
B, has that been your?
I can get on here and lie.
Oh Lord.
No, I fully understand. Disclaimer: I fully understand this is not everybody's experience. However, I can't get on here and say I haven't dated really good men. Oh, my earring fell off. I can't get on here and say that I haven't dated really good men.
Good.
Reason,
that's good. Shout out to the men.
Yeah, like the reason for some of my relationships not working had nothing to do with like drama. I mean, there was that one guy. We're not gonna talk about him.
There's always that one.
There was that one.
But besides the one.
But besides that one, like I've dated some really good men. And I've had good experiences. Like I said, the reason why things didn't work out was for other like non-dramatic type of reasons. But
that hasn't been.
But I mean, there are quality men. I've never been the type like, all men ain't nothing, like I can't even fix my mouth to say that because I haven't had that experience. So I've had a good experience even though I'm still not married.
And I'm not saying I haven't had great experiences. I'm just saying here in Atlanta, I don't have great experiences. The great experiences I've had are people that I've dated outside of Atlanta. Like even when I lived here in Atlanta, I've dated people. They weren't from Atlanta.
Like who is from Atlanta anymore? Like 4 people.
That is true. Atlanta's a melting pot of people.
And several people that I know that has gotten married that lived in Atlanta, all their husbands end up living somewhere else, and they end up moving
to where they are.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay. Well, everybody has different perspective, different experiences. So I'm kind of glad I got 2 different perspectives here because it does give like a good all around full roundedness to everything we're talking about. But I believe, you talk about dating, maybe you met somebody, they might not have all the qualities. And I feel like more so women do this than men. And again, a man is not here to counter what I'm saying. But I feel like, in my opinion, I felt like that the women, they kind of find themselves settling, are compromising on a couple of things.
Yeah.
Right, to say that they have somebody or to have a companion of a sort. But I guess I'm going to pose this question to you all. Do you think women do that? Are we trying to kind of counter a loneliness feeling? Are we trying to, what do you think we do? Like, why do you think we kind of settle for that instead of just saying, you know what, I'm single and I'm happy?
And that's good. That is true. A lot of people do that. They settle.
A lot of women, more than we care to name.
They rather have a piece of a man than be by themselves.
I'm the only child I ain't never been able to share. I need all of them. I need all of it.
Okay.
And actually a little bit more if you can.
You need more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need all of it. I don't share well. So therefore I don't even want to share my brownie.
I did not learn that.
You know what?
So
I will buy 2 brownies.
You know,
how we going to
so that you can have a whole brownie and I can have a whole brownie.
Like, can I have some? Well,
you didn't say you wanted none.
Yeah.
So then no.
I just bought 2. I'm just about 2.
I'm gonna get you one.
Right.
Yeah, but we see a lot of women that do that. They settle for less than what they know they really want. And I'm not saying everybody's perfect, right? Because there's no perfect man, and we all need to kind of grow and develop in some areas.
Facts.
Absolutely. But for the most part, like, you know, he ain't got a job, and if you do, maybe a half of one. He got maybe 6 or 7 children. Maybe not taking care of them. And I'm still trying to make this thing work.
Right.
And I think sometimes, like, I can know in my experience, I don't know that I would consider it settling, and maybe y'all can shed light on it, but I know I have also been very understanding, right? To the point of my detriment, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm trying to be understanding, but this doesn't feel good. How much longer should I give this? And then there's, you know, when you're thinking about, you know, dating as a Christian and you're thinking about marriage, like, okay, well, in marriage, things aren't going to be 100% all the way as they're supposed to be. So is this a reason to just give up? Is this a reason to just throw in the towel, even though I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling? So that's something that I wondered in my own situations. Like, okay, well, is this settling, or am I being too understanding? Like, what is the line between that? Like, right, like, what's that balance? So
I think every situation is different, so it depends on, like, what are you like, you know. Okay, he just went to jail this one time.
Oh, not jail. Oh.
But why though? Because that's important.
Yeah, it's like
got a felony. Wait a minute. What we talking about?
It's like, what, you know. But I'm probably single because I don't let nothing slide. Like, I'm one of those people. It's like when I start seeing those
the red flags.
Sometimes I miss them. You know, I don't always catch them all. And then, but for the most part, like, okay, what we doing? Why are we doing that?
Right.
And this don't feel good to me.
Right.
And I live by the standard or code or whatever you want to call it. I can do bad by myself. And I know how to have fun by myself.
That's so important.
And so
I'm a ball.
And if you can't be on my level of taking care of me, because I can take care of myself really, really well. And so if you can't live up to that expectation or exceed that, then it's not much we gonna be able to do. So I'm on the era of, hey, I'll call it quits and cry till the sun come up and keep it moving. I'd rather be hurt now than be in a situation later where it might be a little bit tougher to get out.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think you hit on something so key. You said, I can have fun all by myself. I feel like a lot of women have the stigma that if they're alone, then they're lonely. And I don't think that's the same thing.
No, I've been in relationships and been real lonely.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we have to kill this whole myth and this whole mindset of, if I have somebody, I won't be lonely.
And that is not true.
At all.
Absolutely
At
not.
all.
I feel like sometimes you feel it more when you with the wrong person.
When you're with the wrong person. Or, I mean, just, we can look at something that's can be a positive thing. Like, this person might just have one of those type of jobs that travels all the time. You still by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So
but see, even that's different than, like, loneliness, though. Like, someone who travels for work versus, like, they're just, Because there's like loneliness when I'm right next to you. Like that's something else.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But you know, loneliness is always an inside job, isn't it? Like it's never something anybody else can fix or can solve for you. You have to be whole and complete within yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get with somebody, because I'm gonna say a half complete person and another complete person, you still gonna be incomplete. Like,
okay,
they can't fulfill you
it
like
don't make it a whole.
Right. That math don't math.
So you know you need to be kind of a complete person, a whole person within yourself, in order to even look, you know, be with somebody else and feel satisfied. You know, feel fulfillment in the relationship. But I want to talk about, because a lot of women, you know, we're out there, we're dating, and we want to be married one day, right? Like we have a desire, but let's just say it's not coming maybe as fast. And I know for women in particular, we have a time clock. So Whitney and us, we're thinking about children.
Girl, my time clock.
You know what? I ain't got time for Kim.
We need some more batteries.
Time clock on TikTok. Tickety top. That tickety top.
She said, I need a re-up.
Need a jumper.
I need a solar panel.
I can't deal with Kim.
That's energy efficient.
I can't deal with Kim. But this is a real thing, right? It's like women going, okay, my body, honey, we got to get this together because, you know, egg counting, you know, we go through all that. And so what is the space for you all that a woman can say, all right, this is not necessarily where I thought I was going to be, but how do I embrace this season of my life? Like, how do I do that when I know this is not what I really want?
For me, I thought by the time I turned 50, I would be in some type of situationship. It's like partner, something, anything. But obviously that's not in my cards right now. So I live my life as if I was like, if all the things I would want to do with a partner, I would prefer to do with have a man by my side and do with a man. I still do those things. I go on trips by myself. I go out by myself. I go to dinner by myself. I make reservations for myself.
And she be looking cute too, y'all. I'm just saying.
And we be having fun. I just be
by myself.
By myself. You just see, instead of you seeing couples, you see a whole bunch of selfies on my page. You go on my page, you see selfies. Because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And so I travel. I would travel anywhere by myself. Sometimes in the beginning, it was a little bit scary to like go out. So what I did, I lived in Florida, not far from Miami. So the first time I went somewhere by myself, I was like, because I talked to an older person, and she was saying she traveled the world by herself. I'm like, you don't be scared, you don't, you know. And she's like, she said, I don't have no problems with it. So the first thing I did, I got me a really nice hotel. Oh, I treat myself well.
Amen. Amen to that.
So well.
Ladies, treat yourself well.
Treat myself well. You know, everybody well is different. I'm not what your average girly girl. I don't care about the nails and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a hotel snob. You know,
and that is okay.
You know, I have gotten myself junior suites by myself.
Amen.
You know, and
I need the options.
And when I called a hotel, like, hi, can I get?
I want the presidential.
You know, how much of my money I can afford? You know, I live within my means, but you know, I get the best for what I can afford. And like I went to, when I was talking about New York, just this is October. I went in August, and I had lined up a photo shoot.
Nice.
I went to a celebrity restaurant that one of the people I see on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I went and got tours. I went on a boat ride. I did all these things by myself. Yes, would it have been nice to be with a man? Absolutely. But I ain't got one. That is not going to
stop.
That's not going to stop me.
It shouldn't stop.
Right.
It shouldn't
and
stop.
And it stop you from doing the things that you enjoy doing in life. I'm 50 years old. I don't want to not enjoy life.
You put your life on hold.
My son is grown. You know, this is the time you're supposed to start doing things. I raised my child. I'm a good person. I do my church due diligence at church, and I do my other stuff. But hey, I be seeing those couples be doing couple trips. You think they got a single room on there, and I go by myself. So don't stop.
Don't stop living.
Don't stop living.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that mantra.
And to answer, like, going back to the question, it's funny that you asked, because that was where, like, after my relationship ended in June, that's where I was like, okay, like, now what? Because that the plan was marriage.
Right.
So when that didn't happen, and I'm approaching 39 this month, so I'm like, okay, well, this was not the plan. However, I am well loved by others, and very much so myself. And like Kim said, like, I can do the things that I want to do. I have a full life as is and on my own. So I'm not going to not enjoy life because I don't have a partner. So would a partner be nice? Absolutely. But there's a whole lot of life to live outside of a partner. And even when I get someone, I'm still gonna want to do stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but like, can I get this by myself sometimes? But I think too, that also kind of reminds me of, and something you said earlier, Kim, about like, I can take care of myself. That doesn't mean that I don't want a man or need a man.
Okay.
However, the standard is different now, because no, I don't need a man for finances. I don't need a man to take care of me financially. So the standard is going to be different now. So yes, I'm not looking at what you have or what you can give me. I'm looking at what you can provide for me emotionally, what you can provide for me socially. Like, what are the other things that you can contribute to this relationship, because I don't just need you to be taken care of. And I think in the past, like, that was a big thing. Like, can this man take care of you? Do I want him to provide? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
You providing for me, your ability to provide for me is no longer out of necessity, it's out of order. So, yeah, but I'm living this life.
Yeah.
Just butcher that.
And I also like what she was saying as far as like, I don't need someone to take care of me. Now, I would like someone to take
Very much so.
That'd be nice.
Very much so.
Be nice. I mean, I'm probably one of those old school people who still believe in a lot of gender role type situation. Yeah, I could.
I'm with it.
Go get my car washed. I might be able to change a tire. Do I want to? No. Do I want to take out
none of that.
Do I want to take out the trash? Not at all. But my point is, I'm not going to like stop living my life because God have not provided that for me yet. So
I love this conversation. I feel like we're speaking, and this is kind of a series we're talking about in church actually, but wholeness.
Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what you all are kind of communicating, is that to be whole, you don't need anybody else. You're whole within yourself.
yeah.
And out of that wholeness flows how you act, how you behave, even what you're looking for.
Right,
So if a
definitely.
man, if it's half stepping, you ain't even looking at that.
Can't
Like,
even
you
do it,
just-
partner. Can't even do it.
kept going. And so I think this is really important for women to understand and know their worthiness. To know your worth, your value, and what you will and will not settle for. I'm gonna be honest. I'm married, and I will speak for me and my husband. Everybody got a level of crazy. Let me tell you. Like,
Okay.
like, we all got crazy.
Yeah.
It's just how much crazy can you deal with, right?
Okay.
So it's like, once I see your crazy and you see mine,
You like this still?
I
bet.
You still want some of this?
Right. And if you can handle it, hey, let's do it. But if you can't, then you got to step to the left, right?
Yeah.
So, but this was good. And I think it all goes back to first knowing you. I think that's where it starts. It starts with you.
Right.
And not with anybody else. So this was a good overall conversation. It speaks of so much of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there was one thing, as we close, if there's one thing that you can tell ladies, one piece of advice, maybe they're in the situation where they're single and they're trying to embrace this life, right? They're looking to say, okay, things aren't how I want them to be, but how can I embrace me with who I am today? What's a piece of advice that you would leave a woman with?
I would say get your standards early, write them down, consult God, and stick to it. And don't do anything outside of that. It's like, that's it. But that's really hard because it's so easy to like, well, okay, well, you can bend the rules. Like, no, get the standard, stick to it, because when you bend, it's likely gonna end. And why waste that time?
When you bend, it's gonna end.
Like, why waste your own time and resources and love and effort and energy and like just avoid that experience for yourself and stick to the standard.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't end right away, it's gonna end eventually.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is just prolonging the inevitable.
Exactly. Like, don't put it off. Like, do what you need to do.
If it's a red flag day 1, it's probably going to be a red flag day 239. Like, you know what I'm saying? The red flag is still there.
So if you could get maybe around day 100, I mean, 1 would be great, but like, don't go to 200
but then
if you
you've invested so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to be transparent. Like, sometimes, yes, being single can be lonely at times. You know, I do have my moments, but you have to be true to yourself and understand what you are willing to accept in another person, and don't waver from that. You know how you want to be treated. You want to be in a loving relationship and someone who's kind to you. Some people can love you, but they're not kind.
Yes.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone's love is different.
Well, they love the best they know how.
Yeah, they know what they've learned, or what they've been taught, or what they've seen, or what their upbringing is. So know what love means to you and what you want to accept. That's why when I was talking about earlier that I don't accept a lot of things, so it's probably why I'm single. When I see him, I'm out. But I know what I'm willing to accept and what I'm looking for. A lot of guys are like, women don't know what they're looking for. They don't know what they want. I know what I want, and that's why I won't accept anything less than that.
Right.
So be true to yourself. Be honest with yourself, and live your life. Right. You don't have to have that partner to live a full, vibrant life.
Yeah.
We are examples that we live a full, vibrant life as single people. Will we want to be in a relationship, a loving, kind relationship? Absolutely. But until then, live your life.
Live your life. And I think that's how we're going to end the segment today. Ladies, work on you.
Yes.
Develop you. Love you.
A lot. Overly love yourself.
Overly love yourself. Because if you can love you, then somebody else can love you. If you don't love yourself, it's very hard for somebody else to embrace what you don't love. Right? Yeah. So love you first. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. This was a really good conversation. Yeah. I didn't even know it was going to take you here, but it was like a healing place. I don't know. I feel like we've all healed today.
We weren't even ratchet.
So proud
because it was ratchet before it started. It was rough.
This is how the Lord worked. He come on in and just change it around. But he's like,
cleaned it up.
Let me feel today.
He said, y'all not going to talk about that.
We got all the ratchet up before we got on the microphone. That was good. So,
amen.
But no, we love y'all. Until next time, we will see you all later.
Bye.
I have a man, and he was 100% faithful to me, and he was everything that I asked for. He was funny, smart, successful, with a big no kids, and tall and dark skin. No, the list goes on.
2 cars and a Yorkie with a pit bull and a Doberman, and a backyard with a lot of land and a acres on acres, and a pool with a hot tub and a business and a company. He a CEO and a entrepreneur. No 95, don't kiss me. With a small dog in a backyard with a pool, champagne, little bubbly. We get it. You wanna never been to the buddy top, and a never been to the buddy top, and a